Parksman on the inside, he's carrying a lot of speed into turn 6, there's some contact there. Oh, huge crash there! David Fager into the bales.
Another fall for both Mariana and
Got the finish line in his sights, he comes through, he takes the win.
I've walked this road before with the devil hand in hand. In this life there's right or wrong.
Welcome to the exhilarating finale of the Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship at Roan Mountain, where speed, skill, and scenic beauty collide. "35 elite riders from 7 nations across 4 continents will battle it out on Roan Mountain in both the open stand-up and open street luge categories. In this program, we bring you all the action from the open luge category, where the energy is contagious and the camaraderie is unmatched.
I drew my gun and took him down.
Roan Mountain, situated on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, recently endured the force of Hurricane Helene, which swept through the region in September, causing extensive damage. After extensive discussions, the WDSC and local authorities mutually decided to proceed with a rescheduled race, recognizing that the event would contribute to the area's recovery and serve as a testament to the resilience of the Roan Mountain community.
The energy is amazing. The organization is top-notch, considering the circumstances and how the hurricane had came through here and kind of caused a lot of destruction. But it was great to hear that the community wanted us to still come through and hold an event. And they're doing a great job.
For the street luge competition, the width and smooth surface of the 2.1-kilometer track could make a big difference in the racing. Overtaking opportunities would be plenty, as the steep and wide roads would allow for riders to take different lines through the turns while carrying speed. Couple that with ample opportunity to draft and Roan Mountain.
Best part about this road is that there are unlimited passing opportunities. From top to bottom, you can pass into and exiting and in the middle of every corner. It's so smooth and the road is so consistent from the apex all the way to the outside that you can run 2 wide, you can run 3 wide. There's a draft that starts pretty much in the middle of the 4th corner and goes for another over half a mile long that you're picking up the draft, and it's big here. So for me, my strategy is just paddle, go, and be able to nail the first hard corner and try to build a gap so that I'm out of the draft. But if I don't and someone out paddles me, there's a lot of things you can do to make your way around somebody here.
With the introduction of prize money this year by way of the Brinx Cup for the stand-up competition, the already crowned champion of 2024, Colby Parks, reflected on the trajectory of the sport as a whole and the value of sponsorship recognition.
You know, it's great that they're supporting the winner of the skateboarding, and you know, it's great that we're growing, and you know, the rising tide raises all boats. So hopefully next year we can maybe have a little bit more prize money for us and the women, and we can just keep growing from there.
Before the championship series got underway, 10 riders competed in qualifying series of street luge category. Andy Lally from the United States was thrilled to win the QS competition and thanked his sponsors after the race.
Won the qualifying series race, and now we get to race on to the championship tomorrow, so pretty stoked. Got to thank Knockaround, got to thank Rogers Brothers Luge. My Ronin trucks were super fast, learned a lot. Gonna make some changes for the next qualifying and try to step up my game even more tomorrow.
In the street luge category, 8 riders took part in the championship series, where Colby Parks had already declared his championship, having won in Turkey and Wales. However, Parks came to Roan Mountain chasing the 3rd win and perfection.
Yeah, it's going to be really fast. It's going to be a draft battle. It's going to be who can position themselves best coming through those last couple of corners, because it's so fast and you're going to have to have so much guts. And then any little if you come up on the inside of somebody and they have to scrub some speed, you might not be able to get it back. So it's going to be an intense race. I'm really interested to see how it works out. But It's going to be fast, potentially very dangerous, but it's going to be a really good hill. This is, like I said, a next level hill here.
Fellow Canadian rider Nick Kamink wasn't concerned with championship points, but was still willing to compete and have a good race.
I think if I place in the top 5, that'll be good. I'm not racing for a world champion status, so that's not in the cards for me this year, so I'm just hoping to place well, maybe top 4.
The multidiscipline racer, seasoned street luger, and consummate professional Andy Lally took a break from motor racing to put on his leathers for the WDSC and came to Roan Mountain with only winning on his mind.
My expectations going into any race is to win. You know, I want to get fast time, I want to win every heat, and I want to win the final. That's it. So the focus is always on trying to improve myself, get my line better, get my marks better, get my luge better, get my setup better. Everything is always focused on improving every time we go down the hills so that when I go up against the best of the guys, if we make the final, we win it. My street luge setup is Rogers Brothers Street Luge, and I've got Ronin trucks on, and it's that's, for me, it's the new Rogers Brothers style board. It's the Ryan Farmer Pro model. Love it, really good. The Ronin trucks are super versatile. I've got track width changes that I can do on it, and I've got geometry changes, and it's got this cool pin system where on the slower tracks I'll run the pin, on the super fast tracks I take the pin out. So for me, versatility in my equipment is key, especially when you show up and every single mountain that we go down is different.
Marco Menino was the only rider flying a European flag in the street luge category in Roan Mountain. Menino had been living in the United States for nearly 20 years and came to Tennessee reminiscing about how he started in the sport.
I was born in Italy, in Ancona, and in 1988, and then moved to the United States in around 1996, and one of the first pieces of American television that I saw was the X Games, and street luge was super popular in those times, and I pretty much immediately fell in love with it. Like a little seed was planted back then. It didn't quite germinate until like about 6 years ago, but finally got a nice street luge setup thanks to all the top riders in the sport already, and yeah, so now I'm here.
The other 4 riders included Matt Bartlett, Kenneth Knapp, Simon Jansen, and Joshua Eberhard, all from the USA, joining the pack to round out a varied group in Tennessee.
My goal is always to make it on the podium. Naturally, as being a racer, I always prefer to win. Everybody wants to win. I'm not here to lose. But yes, making it on the podium would mean the most to me. Yeah. So thank you.
I've been having a great time. Like, the vibes are good. All the guys here are good. It's just been a great time. I don't care, win or losing, I'm just happy to be riding with everyone.
As being a person that studied sports in college, I'm all for it. I think what you guys are doing is really great. I know eventually it's gonna get there. It's gonna take some time, obviously, but I really look forward to what you guys are doing, and I'm really proud to be here.
In the qualification round, Andy Lally really put on a show and won all 3 stages. Colby Parks was the closest competitor, but even the 2024 champion only managed to get within 2 seconds of Lally's winning time of 1 minute, 23.1 seconds.
Well, that's all 5 qualifying runs within like a half a second, and the last 2 runs within like a tenth. So we're really consistent, at least, and fastest, which is cool for both days. So that's 2 boxes checked off the list, and now we just got to get our way through the heats and win this thing.
With the qualification round out of the way and the semifinals set, we now tune in with our live commentary for all the action.
Time now for the semi-finals here at Roan Mountain in the Open Street Luge. The Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship semi-final 1. Andy Lally from the USA in red, Marco Menino in green for Italy, Kenneth Knapp from the USA in blue, Joshua Eberhard in yellow.
It's go time. Ew.
Top 2 into the final, 3rd and 4th into the Consi final. Here we go, semi-final 1 underway. The Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship, the Open Street Luge category. Great start out on the left-hand side of the road for Lally. He is in red, so experienced at this game. And of course, years of motor racing experience behind him as well. In second place right now, it is the man in blue, Knapp. But he has got the Italian Menino behind him in green, and Menino moving to the inside, closing in on Knapp in second place. Lally starting to pull away, but the battle for second is hotting up. Menino on the inside, and he's got a bit of speed before this next turn. Knapp trying to hold him off. Knapp still got the line, but Menino trying to set up for a pass before he runs out of road. Italian getting great exit speed, moves on the inside. Now he's got the line. Can he hold on to the position? Lally's gone. He's up ahead in first place, and Menino gets into second place. Is there anything Knapp can do about it? There's not a lot of racetrack left as we come through the chicane. Menino just focusing on Lally up ahead, and now trying to hold on to that second place and a spot in the final. He's put the distance on Knapp behind. Running in fourth right now is Eberhard. Through this tricky turn, Lally still with a big lead at the front of this race. On board with Andy Lally with the finish line in sight. Job done for Lally. He's into the final. And second place goes to Marco Menino. The Italian celebrates. He's into the big final as well. Great racing there from both of those athletes that have progressed. Menino making the pass on Knapp to get into the final. Knapp and Eberhard go into the Consi final. Back to the top of this Roan Mountain racetrack. Two Canadians, two Americans, Parks, Kamink from Canada in red and green, Bartlett and Janssen in blue and yellow for the USA. Just on board there with Colby Parks on the left-hand side of the road. He is in red. He's the world champion after winning both rounds of the Tour already this season in Erzincan and in Wales. He is the Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Champion in the Open Street Luge category for 2024. And Parks gets a good start, settles to the left-hand side of the road, running it tight. On board with Bartlett, running in third, but Janssen, look at his squeeze in front of Bartlett, and Janssen's done that. Janssen carrying a bit of speed. Kamink sitting in second place behind Parks. The two Canadians looking good for a spot in the final later, but anything can happen in this game. Kamink just leaving himself a little bit more road there, but what a beautiful turn that was from Colby Parks, using all of his body to help maintain that speed and keep the grip there as well. It's tricky out there today. Bartlett running it a little wide, but it's Canada in first and second. Parks and Kamink, and they have a big lead over Bartlett and Janssen. A little bit behind them on the road. This is the sort of riding we've seen from Colby Parks all season long, but he's been put under a bit of pressure by his countryman Nick Kamink here. Of course, the top two into the final. That is what matters at this stage. Parks using all of the racetrack, crosses the line. A little celebration from Parks, and Kamink wasn't far behind, but they progress into the final. Bartlett and Janssen into the Consi final.
20 more feet. Right at the very end, I caught you in that one corner. I was like, this is it. I got his draft.
Like before the long break.
Let's get a look at the results from semi-final two. Parks and Kamink put two Canadians into the final. Bartlett and Janssen into the Consi final. So getting ready for the Consi final, positions 5 to 8 up for grabs here, the final round of the Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Bartlett in red, Knapp in green, Janssen blue, Eberhard yellow.
Gravity start? Gravity start, is that okay? Okay, cool. Gravity start.
Well, you hear the riders, gravity start. This should be interesting. No push. Let physics do the work. Who's got the fastest board? Who's maybe the heaviest? We'll find out. On board with Bartlett.
Oh, it's hard, baby girl! Oh! Oh! Oh, word, okay!
Well, the riders certainly having some fun out there in the Consi final. Coming through on the left-hand side, Kenneth Knapp, he is in the green. Bartlett in second place at the moment. Win this race, and it's 5th place at the end of the day. Bartlett just holding on to second place, but Knapp has the advantage at this stage of the Consi final, and these two starting to pull ahead. Janssen closing in just a little bit on Bartlett, but Knapp still has it. Can Bartlett make a pass on the inside? He's had a little bit of space, but didn't quite have the speed to make the pass. Kenneth Knapp leaving some room for Bartlett, and Bartlett now finds the speed. Is he going to go around the outside of the man in green? Knapp, yes he does. What a textbook pass that was. And Bartlett now in the lead of the Consi final. Can he hold it to the finish line? Real sense of the speed from the POV shot as Bartlett uses every inch of this Roan Mountain course. The finish line there in sight for Bartlett. Matt Bartlett picks up 5th place, wins the Consi final.
Oh my God!
Here we go, folks, the Open Street Luge final. Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship, round number 3. Andy Lally in red, Colby Parks in green, Marco Menino, the Italian that's lived in the USA for 25 years, in blue, Nick Kamink in yellow. So the riders lined up on the start. Andy Lally in red with the first lane choice, choosing that left-hand lane. Here we go with the Open Street Luge final. Strong push from Lally and from Parks. Who is going to get the whole shot? It's Andy Lally on the left-hand side. Nick Kamink squeezing into 3rd place, right behind his countryman Colby Parks. On board with Marco Menino at the back of the pack, but he is in touch. Now riding with Colby Parks, looking to keep in touch with the American Andy Lally ahead of him. Lally using his whole body, leaning into the turn beautifully. All 4 riders very much in contention in this race. It's getting pretty tricky out there. The road is getting wet, and that's not helpful. These riders going to have to use all of their years of experience in this sport, and look how close it is. Colby Parks almost making contact. He does make a bit of contact with Lally. Nothing between these two at the front of the race. Colby Parks has clearly got some confidence, but right now Lally holding him off. You can see a little bit of a wobble there from Kamink in 3rd place. He's lost some speed, and Menino blasts past him. Parks and Lally still fighting for top position here in Roan Mountain, the Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Parks moving over to the left-hand side of the road, but Lally still has the position, but Parks looks like he's got the speed. There's a little wobble from Lally, and Parks is trying to come round the outside, just avoids the hay. They're side by side, battling it out in the luge final. But here comes Menino from nowhere. Marco Menino from Italy grabs it on the line. Unbelievable racing. And from 3rd to 1st, Marco Menino takes the win in round number 3. Parks and Lally battled from top to bottom, and then the Italian Menino spoils the party. What a victory! What a race we have just witnessed. Street Luge at its absolute finest. Let's see the final results after a race that will go down in the history books. Menino taking it, Lally in 2nd, Parks in 3rd to round off a wonderful season, and Kamink in 4th.
coming down the heat, I was so close to Andy all the way down. We almost made contact in the left, and coming to the last corner, he looked back, and apparently he hit some water on the road. Wiggled, his visor popped, and I got a run on him, and I was coming around the outside, doing my move, and I laid down, I'm like, I think I got him, and I'm stretching for the line. All of a sudden, Marco out of nowhere passes us both, and I'm so happy that he won. It was an incredible heat. Shows that this track, you could actually race it. We were all real nervous about it beforehand, but this track is very raceable, and that was one of the best finals I've ever been with. It's an honor riding with Andy Lally. You know, he beat me by this much. So, and at the start of the day, if they told me that Andy Lally, professional racer, would beat me by this much at the finish line, I would have taken it. So it was awesome. I'm so happy for Marco, my teammate Nick making the finals. And yeah, I got a bunch more Canadians coming for next year too. So we're gonna have a good year next year.
That was a pretty intense final. Can't hide it. I'm not happy, but props to Marco. That was awesome. He was fully committed. There was rain and mist on my visor the whole way down, and I knew Colby was pretty close, but wasn't sure how close. And we were coming into that last corner, like high 60s, and I just had a good amount of water on the visor. So I lifted, checked up, touched a foot down because I thought I maybe had an okay gap and rolled in. It's always tough being the first guy into a wet corner. And Colby got a run, and then we were side by side, and I knew that was really close, but man, Marco just full commitment, threw it in there, wanted his first W. Congrats to him, excellent job on his part, and I go home with another second place finish. Emotionally fully back into street luging. So my 2025 contract is still up in the air right now, so wherever my schedule on the auto racing side has me, it would be awesome if everything meshes on off weekends and I get to come play, because I'll travel wherever, because next year I want a world championship.
I'm speechless right now. I still can't believe it. Yeah, it was a battle from the beginning. Yeah, Marco! Thanks, Colby. Yeah, the conditions were slowly deteriorating. We had some wet spots in the track, and as I was beginning to get the draft of Nick, the Canadian, he started to wobble a little bit. I was able to pass him, and at that point, Colby and Andy were battling each other out. At the last right turn, they both broke a little bit, and I took it still like no brakes, and was able to catch him at the finish line. I couldn't believe it at all. Like at the very last left kink, I got as close as possible to the hay. It was got pretty scary, but I was able to shoot out of there and catch them at the very last second.
Here are the final results of the Open Luge competition. Marco Menino is the winner, with Andy Lally in second and Colby Parks in third. And finally, here are the championship standings for Brinx WDSC 2024 Luge category. Canadian Colby Parks is the champion, with Germany's Ulrich Becker in second and Britain's Andrew Spate in third.
You know, I put in the hard work at Turkey and Wales, won it there, and I really wanted this win too to get all three. But winning the World Championship again, it's my second World Championship. It's awesome. This time, I get to really enjoy it, and yeah, thank you WDSC and WGSF for putting all this stuff on. It's been an incredible year. I can't wait for bigger things next year, and I'm so happy.
That concludes our coverage of the 2024 Brinx World Downhill Skateboarding Championship of 2024. See you in 2025 for more adrenaline-filled racing, more venues, and more excitement.
Parksman on the inside, he's carrying a lot of speed into turn 6, there's some contact there. Oh, huge crash there, David Fager into the bales.
Another fall for both Mariana and
on the finish line, in his sights, he comes through, he takes the win.